You know, I like going to the beach and picking up seashells and shit and listening like a retard. But this is fucking real. Where'd you grow up, Tiffany Haddish?
I grew up in South Central Los Angeles.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Born and raised?
Born and raised. Always lived in L.A.
High school?
I went to El Camino Real High School in Woodland Hills, California. I was blessed to get up every morning at 5 a.m. and walk down to the bus stop and, go to school.
Okay, so they bust you from
South Central to Woodland Hills.
Now, where you grew up, Lee always talks about where his girlfriend lived and where they moved from. In contrast to what America sees on television, where is this from where you grew up? What TV show have you seen and go, that's why I grew up?
Like where MOESHA was living, like MOESHA, that TV show MOESHA with Brandy. She was living in Leimert Park area, so I'm like right down the street from there.
Leimert Park is Alvarado?
No, not Alvarado, it's Crenshaw.
Okay,
off of Crenshaw.
Paula always brings up Training Day. Is it like that?
That's the Jungles. I lived in the Jungles for a little bit. That's on the other side of the Crenshaw Mall. Where I grew up mostly, where I spent the majority of my time, was over by the Slauson Swap Meet, or where the Coliseum, I believe, the Coliseum is right down the street. That's like 2 miles away. USC, over there, USC, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they bust you from down there to Woodland Hills. And
right.
Who made that decision? The state, the city?
I guess my school. I don't know. They had passed out some papers called Choices.
But this is to integrate black
schools.
children in white neighborhoods and vice versa.
I didn't see no white kids come to ours.
They did that in Massachusetts, where I grew up. They didn't send white kids. They sent kids from the city to the suburbs.
Yeah, they didn't send...
Yeah, they sent nice white kids from that. They sent blacks and Puerto Ricans into your neighborhood.
Puerto Ricans, a couple Asians.
You sit there and go, what the fuck is this? What did we do to deserve this fucking shit?
No, they just sent black kids and Hispanic kids into Woodland Hills, but I don't remember them sending any to LA at all. No, they didn't, because our schools were overcrowded, they were saying. And so first I got sent to Hale Middle School once I had graduated from elementary. I went to Hale Middle School, and that was interesting. Yeah, that was my first time around a lot of white people. I only thought that white people lived in TV. That's what I thought. Like, in my mind, all white people lived in TV. And whenever the police would go by or something, I'd be like, "Ooh, look, there go the guy from Chips. This is so fucking cool." Like, or if the social worker showed up, I'd be like, "Oh my goodness, she was on Murder, She Wrote. I think she was on Murder, She Wrote." Like, everybody I associated with people on television. That's just what I did. So when I went to Hale Middle School, and it's like all white, it's in Woodland Hills. Oh my God. And I get there and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I'm at the Nickelodeon Awards. This is so cool. I need to dress better." Like, so I wore my church dress for the next 3 days. Like, I was really around a bunch of celebrities. And then I made a friend, and I found out that her mama get food stamps too. And I was like, "Oh shit, you just like my mama.
White
Y'all
chick?
ain't shit." Yeah. White chick. And her mama had food stamps. And I was like, wow.
Anyway, when did you decide that you liked movies and all this shit that we do?
When did I decide I like comedy?
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah, comedy, I decided in high school. Like, entertaining people, that happened to me in 6th grade. It was Black History Month, right? And I was Diana Ross, and my 2 friends that were twins was the Supremes behind me, right? And we was dressed all sexy and stuff, looking all good, big hair, everything, looking as sexy as a 6th grader can look. You know what I'm saying? And I had on heels. Now, we had been doing shows. We had already did 5 shows, and I killed it every show. Everybody clapped for us, the 1st graders, 3rd graders. They loved us, right? So then we're doing the parents program. And the boy that I like a lot is at this show. And he's sitting right in the front. Okay. I come out as Diana Ross. I'm like, "Stop in the name of love before you break my heart." And I'm singing it all hard and stuff, even though the record player is playing way louder than my little microphone. But I'm singing it from my heart. And we moved to the side. And me and the girls had talked about this. If somebody fall, we all fall. Like, it's a part of the act, right? So we take 2 steps to the side. I slip over the cord, fall down. Leg goes over the side of the stage, dress up. Everybody see my flower panties. I kick the record player. I kick the record player. player when I try to get back up on the stage, and then the boy I liked is just looking at me, and I turn around, look at the audience, and I look at these bitches. They looking at me like, damn, bitch, you just showed your ass, right? And they didn't say that. We was in 6th grade. They was just like, oh my God. And then I just looked at everybody and I started crying, and I run to the back. And then my 6th grade teacher, Miss Matoya, she come back there and she got a big ass mole. She got a mole like I got, but hers like has eyeballs and shit, like it's another person. And she come back there and she pointing her finger in my face. She goes, "You gonna sit back here and cry like a punk, or you gonna get your ass on that stage and finish this goddamn song? You gotta finish the song." And I was like, "Oh no!" And she's like, "You gonna sit here? You gonna cry like a punk? You gonna cry like a punk? Are you a punk? Are you a punk?" And I was like, "No, I'm not a punk. I'm not a punk." She's like, "Well, get your ass up and get back on the stage." So I get up. I go back on the stage. They have fixed the record player by then. Boom, the song comes on, the curtains open, right? And I'm singing, but it's tears coming down my face. And the whole audience gets up and they start clapping and shit. And I hear this one lady, she's like, "That girl got courage. That girl got courage." And I'm like, "Stop in the name of love." I'm crying through the whole thing. And then the boy that I liked was like, afterwards, but the thing that made me decide, though, to be an entertainer was that it felt super good for all them people to stand up and clap for me, and I'm crying. And that lady said I had courage, and I was like, I said to myself in that moment, I always want to feel like this, and I always am going to have that thing that's going to push me through no matter what. But then the boy that I liked, right, he came up, he said, "You look so beautiful when you first came out, and then you fell," and I thought that was funny. But then I saw your panties, and I was like, "Dang, she's got on some nice panties." I was like, "You think my panties were nice?"
How old were you?
12.
Oh, you were a dirty freak.
I was 12. Yeah, I was in 6th grade. And then he said, "Yeah, you had some nice flower panties." And then, but he said, "But when you started to cry, that was ugly. That was really, really ugly." And then he said, "But then when you came back out and those tears were running down your face, I thought to myself, yeah, Tiffany's really beautiful." And that's like the first time a boy said I was beautiful. And I was like, "You think so?" And I tried to kiss him. He's like, "What the fuck is you doing?" And he just mushed my face. But
what did you want to be at 12, Leo? I was just thinking about that.
I don't know. I veterinarian for a while, but I didn't think I could like cut open like an animal.
What kind of animal did you have at the house?
I didn't have a dog until I was like 13 or 14. That was when I first got my dog.
What did you want to do at 10? Did you want to be a superhero ever, or a comedian? Did you want
probably
to
a superhero?
Did you?
Yeah. I had jobs. Like in 2nd grade, I started a weeding company. I did like 3 jobs. I put a sign up at the end of my driveway, and like my parents' friends would hire me to like weed their gardens.
Oh, you were a gardener?
Up for like 2 days. I always had little jobs.
Look at you, Mexican for 2 days. That's
pretty
cute.
much.
We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.